Howdy, and welcome to Mirkwood Farms, where it's always something. I don't know what it is. But anyway, yeah, got baby chicks behind me, and they're going to need a place to live pretty soon, so I'm working on that. Um, I've got a lot of projects, and I'm getting a lot of them done a lot quicker than I thought. Um, so let's just get into the video, and then I'll talk a little lot more. Okay. Hills has got the chickens upset. She's chasing them. Rooster's mad. I got the fence completely up now. In the last video, it was still, well, it might have been up. I don't know. I don't think it was. I put these wires, so I twisted them around, and top and bottom. Kind of let it get a little flimsy here, but it was just me working, so I didn't have help. Got going all the way around the corner. And then I haven't dug that up. It rained last night, but I can't find my big shovel. So it's around somewhere. I found that shovel. I have a flathead shovel. I don't think that'll work. I'm going to dig up that pile, put most of it right in here, fill in this little hole. Maybe all of it, I don't know. And then I'm going to run the lawnmower through there a few more times. I ran the lawnmower through yesterday again. There's a few things I got to get out of there, but maybe use the rest of that fence over there in the back there, but then I'll need another gate because I want to be able to get access there. That's my hunting property, although this up part over here, which is heavily vegetated, but I'd like to clean it out to expand my poultry. If I start selling poultry, I want to raise more varieties of chickens. Just the turkeys, geese, ducks, and then chickens, and several different kinds of chickens. Maybe even some bantams. I got a temporary gate, which makes my wife happy. Dog can't get out, because dog can get out back there and then go over there, go through our neighbor's property and then get out, or go back around way over there and get out. But I own about most of my acreage back there, but it's sloped. So when I first looked at it, it said only like 2.5 acres back there, but since it's sloped right there at the tree line there, it goes down quite a bit. It's a good slope. So the property is counted linear. So it goes straight out in a straight line. It doesn't count in for the slope. So that's why a property might be more than what it seems. Just right into those tree lines a little ways is where my friend up the road, he's going to set up his deer stand there. And me and my wife are just going to let him use it as his hunting property. He's going to share the deer with us, so we don't have to buy a deer rifle, and that would be nice. And then we get some deer meat out of it if he gets any. And I know there's deer back there. I think they sleep back in there at night, and then they go out into the fields on the other side of that forest. So that's another thing going, maybe some deer meat in the future. I'm working on this over here. I'll show you, fixing it up. You've seen it before. It's my it was supposed to be a little hen house my wife bought. Ended up being too small for a hen house, but it's kind of a intermediate brooder. It's once they're feathered but not big enough yet to go into their pen, they're going to go in here, the baby chicks and baby geese and baby ducks, and anything baby will go in there until they get a little bit bigger. Then they'll go in here, and probably not there, but maybe there. I got to fix that door. I had too short of screws was my problem. I got bigger screws. I just haven't got around to fixing it yet. I've got this pretty much fixed, and the whole thing's wired on top, both pins. So the baby geese and ducks will go in here, and maybe the baby chicks, I don't know. So I'm actually going to need both of them, but I don't know what to do about these yard chickens. They like to roost up there at night. And this thing, the way I'm fixing the roof of it, and I'm going to clean it out, and I got that hardware cloth. It's a smaller hardware cloth, as you can see. I can show you because I got two kinds of hardware cloth here. This is the normal hardware cloth I use for rabbit cages and for some chicken cages stuff. And this is a thinner. It's smaller. Let me side by side them. Oh, come on, gosh damn it. Not as easy as I thought it was going to be. This one's all stuck on it. I don't know if you can see that. See, this is that big and that one's that big. So there's only a quarter the size. The squares are only a quarter the size on this compared to this. See, there's good side by side. And so this thinner stuff will go in there, and that's what they'll walk on the outside portion. So I'm getting some 2x3s at Lowe's, which are only $2 a piece, a lot cheaper than 2x4s, and they're enough board that I need to build my stand to bring this up high enough so that these doors I can reach in and put their water, put their food in there, and so on and so forth. So you see what I've got going there. Now, I didn't talk much about the garden. I kind of showed it. Got that cleared out mostly. I still got a little more to do in there, but I got that little berm that I built. That's what I grew cucumbers on. Cucumbers did well until it got too hot, and they just couldn't keep up with the watering on it or something. They just dried up and died. I did get some early in the season. I did get some cucumbers out of it, but then, So me and my wife decided we're going to garden the things that we're successful with. We might experiment with something new, but we're going to grow tomatoes. I've always had luck with tomatoes. Peppers, I always had luck with peppers. They're pretty forgiving if you forget to water them or you don't water them enough, and then, so they'll grow. So those things are good. Watermelon, we did really good with watermelon, so we're going to grow that again. Probably grow 6 watermelon plants. Last time I grew watermelon, had a ton of watermelons. They really grow great out here. Zucchini or yellow squash, my wife wants to grow. Grew those pretty good. They're easy to grow, man. Squash, zucchini and yellow squash grow real easy. So we'll grow those, but we'll grow the watermelon and the squash opposite each other because cross pollination can ruin the watermelon. I don't know. I didn't have a problem with last time I grew both of them, so as long as they're separated enough apart, they'll grow. So that's one thing we got going on. That area where that berm is that I got to remove, because that's where I'm buying an 8x10 metal shed. Now I would rather have the wooden or the resin sheds, but you're looking $4,000 or $5,000 compared to $400 or $500. So I found a shed that has a white roof on it, because a lot of them surprisingly have dark colored roofs, which is going to make them even hotter. So I read up on it, and you get lighter color. So I got one that's a dark tan or gray. I can't remember. I think it's gray. It's a darker gray on the sides, but it's going to be it's going to be white on the top. So it'll get some of the morning sun on one side of it, but the afternoon, which is the hotter sun, there'll be trees to block the sun. So the trees are going to cool the air and it's not going to allow it to heat up as much. And I'm just going to leave the doors wide open. So it's going to be a shelter from the storm. I don't live in a colder climate, so in case it gets really cold at night, like a few times a year, I might close it up. But these geese and ducks, people in Minnesota have the same kind of geese and ducks. So I'm more worried about the heat than the cold. So leaving it wide open, maybe putting a fan. One thing I would like to do is get solar panels and put those on the roof and then have a fan. So when it's hot, the sun's going to bake on that solar panel, which is going to create electricity to get the fan going. So the fans will work on hot days. That's the thing that I'd like to do. I don't know if I have the funding for that. I got tax returns coming. I'm buying Cayuga ducks from Stromberg. I've bought from them before, so got to avoid Amazon. Don't have an Amazon account right now because I thought I had the right password, and I put in a couple times, a couple of variations, and used two of my most common passwords. I have about 6 different passwords I use, but there's only like 2 of them I use commonly. There's one that I used to use, so I was trying all of them and ended up locking myself out of my Amazon account. Well, I called them up and I explained it to them. See, they sent a code to my phone number, but it was to my old phone number. And I said, it isn't going to my current phone number. So they said, well, we'll have to do security questions, which is, they wanted me to list things. I haven't ordered anything in Amazon recently. So I know I ordered probably something on Christmas for my son, or my wife orders things on there. And, I don't always know what she orders. I order art supplies when I need them. I order stuff sometimes for my chickens and rabbits on Amazon. But I've been using the catalogs like that more for my livestock needs than Amazon. So I'm not getting the cheap Chinese junk. I'm getting the cheap American junk. But it didn't. They locked me out, and then they said that I didn't answer the security questions. They want to know what was in my cart. I forgot. I remember now. Next day I remembered. Yesterday I couldn't remember what was on my cart. And they said they didn't answer the security questions satisfactorily, so we're going to keep you locked out of your account. And I said, well, I have to pay for Prime, and I can't use my Amazon. So why should I pay for something I can't use? So I said, why don't you just close my, I nuked my Amazon account. Which is a bummer because I had my wish list on there and all that stuff, which is kind of a drag. But my wife said she'll just start an Amazon account and I'll just close out mine. Hopefully, because they keep taking money from me, I'm going to be pissed. Because I can't use Amazon anymore. So, why should I have to pay for it, right? But we'll see what happens there. Supposed to get emailed today or tomorrow. I haven't got anything from them today yet, so we'll see. But that's what's going on. I got to go out and dig some stuff up. Try to find the better shovel, long-handled shovel. I just don't know where it is. I'm going to look in the front yard or somewhere, and if I can't find it, I'm going to use that smaller shovel and get to working at it. So you guys have a good day and a better tomorrow.